I'm going to show you embroidery basics, how to use thread, how to separate strands, how to use embroidery hoop, how to create tension, and a lot of other stuff. First of all, about the thread. Almost all threads comes in skeins. Almost all brands have the same look. Thread winded and holding with two papers, with a brand name and with a color number. To use it, we can just pull thread out of the skein. I prefer the other way. I place the thread on the bobbins. You can use anything you have and just bind the thread on. It's easy to use, and then if you don't use all 6 strands, you just wind it back. It doesn't take much space. Let's start with embroidery hoop and fabric. Take your embroidery hoop and tighten the screw and take a piece of fabric. We're placing it over the hoop and make sure you have some fabric left on the sides. Now we're placing the outer hoop and tighten it just a little bit. Right now you can see there is no tension. That's bad for embroidery. So we're pulling to the all sides, moving in a circle, and tighten screw as much as you can. And pull fabric again. The fabric should be drum tight. Now trim the excess of fabric because it will get in your way when you will start stitching. Leave a little bit of fabric outside, at least 2 centimeters, and I'm going to trim the edge because it always gets in the way of thread. Now I'm going to show you how to thread the needle. To get thread out of the skein, find the end and pull it. Don't press so it will slide out of the skein. I usually use about this size from the fingers to the elbow and back. You don't always need all 6 strands. I'm going to show you how to divide them. Divide them at the end. So we have 3 and 3 strands. I place one of them between these fingers and one I hold here. And I'm dividing them with my thumb. I'm taking embroidery needle number 5. We're going to press on the thread so the end will be flat. And we're taking needle closer and the thread is in. Sometimes when the ends are fluffy, like mine, you won't get all the thread in. That's not the end. Take it out and just trim the fluffiness. When the strands have the same length, it's much easier to thread. If you're having troubles with threading, there's no need to suffer or saying goodbye to embroidery because we have needle threaders. It's a great help. We're placing the needle threader inside, and then you have this much bigger eye. We're putting the thread inside, and even with fluffy ends, it goes in easy. And take out the needle threader. So these are the ways that you can use to thread the needle. I'll show you how to make knots. I have 2 ways to make a knot. One of my favorite ways to make a knot is when you placing thread on the finger, holding it, wrapping around. When it's wrapped around each other, you just pull it down and you have a knot. One more way to make a knot. This one makes you more control over the finished look of the knot. We're making a loop, then another one, and pulling thread. We have the threaded needle, we have a knot, and we're coming up through the fabric and go down anywhere because it's just the way to show you how to secure thread. And again, we're coming up and down. You flip your hoop. To secure stitches, you're just going to slide under the stitches you just made. The second time from different direction. Now the stitches are secured and you can do anything you want with this fabric. The thread won't get out. And the second way to start is called loop start. We're taking thread out of the needle. Let's say we need to use 6 strands in your embroidery. Then you're going to separate 6 strands to 3 and 3. Then you take the 3 strands and bend it. On the one end, you have a loop, and on the other end, you have 2 ends. Again, you press on the thread and pull it in. I'm going down and leaving a loop here. Then I'm going up and into this loop. That's how it will look on the back. You won't have a knot, but the thread will be stable. Now I'm going to show you that the fabric is very forgiving, especially the cotton. I'm going to remove the stitches and make fabric look the same as the stitches were never there. I'm sliding under the stitches. Right now you can see the holes in the fabric. To get rid of them, you just make the wrong side of needle with the eye. You can do anything that can be undone on fabric. It's very forgiving, and as you've seen, you can get it back in the way it was. So you have no excuse, you have to experiment and practice and have fun.